Well, I've been doing some more work on the shopping centre. Stick around and all will be revealed. Well, good evening everyone and welcome back to Piccadilly. So you can see this is the shopping centre module, the concourse if you like, where I left it last week. There's nothing happened to this at all, okay, since then. However, that's nothing happened to this. I didn't say I haven't been doing anything. So let me show you what I have been doing. So far, and it's nowhere close to being finished by any means, I've got the next shop, which is an upper crust, and that will sit just there, obviously further back, because this piece will have to be removed. Then we've got James Martin, little shop just there. I think that's a bakery or something. Then there's a door which goes in there, and then there's this bit which will sit further back in there. And I'm currently at the moment making the part which is going to sit across here, and there'll be a little wall coming out from this point. I don't know whether you're familiar with the ticket office. It is considerably longer than this in reality, obviously. But this area here is full of ticket machines, and there are some there are some other types of machine here, or yeah, just in this little bit here. And you've got the big desk running around there. I think you can actually go in and buy a real ticket from a real person from that point. So let me show you a little bit more about what I've been up to. Right, welcome back. So as you can see, I've now printed off all the little ticket machines, which represents these. Okay, now obviously there's a barrier in front, so it's hiding a little bit, but we can see we've got a black section at the top, or dark green, and there's a white bit there, obviously white, black, a little bit of red, and so on and so on. So I'm just going to paint little blobs on, to be honest. I'm not going to be able to read any of it, so I'm just going to do a basic paint job on these. So I'll put that to one side. Right, so I've zoomed in as close as I can to this particular one. So I think I'm going to hold it down with the scalpel. And like I said, it's literally just going to be a very, very basic paint job. I'm not going to go for a huge amounts of detail here, purely because I'm not going to be able to. So that will pretty much do for the top. I might just dab a little bit of white over the top of it. Now the next bit is this black thing here. That's black there, like that. Wash the brush. The tiniest little bit of red is just there, like that. And holding it down and then just painting the screen there, and a little bit across the top, like that. And to be honest with you, that will probably be okay. Actually, you can't see that very well, can you, because of the light. So if I tip it up, hopefully that makes more sense. I should bring the light over. Well, blimey, that's taken literally ages to get to this point. I didn't explain it very clearly when I just showed you and put these pieces inside here, but obviously this is the ticket office, and I think it's been modified over the years. I've seen pictures when it was virgin and it did look a little bit different, and so I've sort of modified it according to what I think it's like now. It's probably not exact by any means, but it's kind of there, I think. There is a bit of a counter inside there. You might be able to see that. So there it is. And this window will sit sort of on top. okay, a bit like it is in a bank. Whether it is a bit like that, I don't know. It's hard to see, but it gives the impression there is some windows there, so I shall put it in anyway. And obviously I've got some ticket machines left over. These ones here will go in there, or I might put one of these and one of those. We'll see how it goes. But coming on to these sheets now, this is the upper crust sheet, and most of this is for upper crust. In case you didn't realise, I tend to print off quite a few extras, just in case. I'd rather have a dozen of something than one missing and I have to print it all over again. So that's the reason for that. And then if I ever want anything in the future, I've got loads left over, so it's easy to use. So all of these are either advertising posters, or this is the food, which I shall stick on. These are the screens that's in the background. That's one of the advertising stickers that go down the side of the building. I think that's another one that goes on the front. Obviously that's the top, the main thing, as is those ones there, and so on and so on. And you've got the James Martin bits there. And what I'm going to do is I've printed James Martin. I'm going to use this bit of the shop, cut that bit, or kitchen bit, and cut that out and stick that right over the top, so it looks as if it's a little bit proud, that sort of thing. And these are the screens which I've just cut, and I shall just cut them out at an angle and stick them on. So we're getting there. So I've now got a massive gluing and sticking job. So I will get back to you at some other point in my life. Catch you later. Right, welcome back. So there it is. That's the upper crust with all of the bits on it, and you might even be able to make out just here. I've actually put a piece of acetate to represent the covered area. That's there. It's like a little glass cabinets in there, window around the back. Now it does look a little bit flat. The colours have gone quite dull. So what I'm going to use, or what I'm going to do, is give it a coat of varnish. And I tend to use this stuff, but there are lots of different brands of varnish out there. I just like this one. All right, so I will get all of this stuff varnished, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it after that. So there it is. That's the upper crust. I thought I'll show you the one, and I'll show you the rest at the end. So it's not amazing, but it's all right. It'll do what I want it to do, and that will act as a little window in the end. I just forgot to undo it, if you like. There's like a little hatch door, but never mind. It's not going to be the end of the world, is it? So, but I think that will be absolutely fine. And you might be thinking, well, I need some people in there. Now, I am currently working on a little stand that I will glue in there, and then the people can be glued to that, and I'll show you that when it's finished printing. Literally just starting that at the minute. Now you might be thinking, how am I going to fit these into this building or to this structure when I've got this card in the way? Well, I'm going to leave that one in because that piece will then be glued against it. Now what I have done is made these a tad wider than the space I've got available. So I am going to give a bit on this. I've got sort of playroom, if you like. I've got that much room to play with down there. So, but I am going to remove this section of card, and then potentially, if I show you underneath, I might have to reroute that block. But we'll see how it goes first, and but I've got a feeling that block's going to be in the way. So anyway, one step at a time. First thing is to get this removed, and then get all the buildings glued in, and I'll show you that at the end. See you in a bit. I also mentioned about these little people stands. Now these are 1 centimetre, 10 millimetres wide, and that's about 3 going up by 3mm wide, and I feel I can cut them to any length, glue that to one wall, and then just glue a person to it, whichever length it's going to be at, and then stick it in. So I think they'll work quite well, and certainly get me over a bit of a difficult situation trying to hold people in and behind the counters, so to speak. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. I will just show you this. I've had to reroute the wires back here, and I've literally just got it on. I know that looks a mess, but it's going to be hidden, isn't it? The wires broke off here, and you can see it's bound down to bare cardboard, so I had to use the next nearest ones, which was here, and I've just put a bit of glue over the top of that, and you know, just seal this down again, so it should be nice and firm. I had a bit of an accident with this. I nearly trod on it. Well, I kneeled on it and ended up breaking a few bits. So I've repaired it. I don't think you can tell where it was, where the brakes were. So, but nevertheless, it's always a bit of a tight moment, isn't it? So I'm just now going to print a piece of wall that's going to go in at that gap that's there. So I'll catch you shortly. Well, there we have it. I'll just give you a quick sweep around and we'll look at each building or shop as such, and the joint up there. So that's where I'll start. So you can see we've got the upper crust, and I've had to notch it into the accessories building, or accessorize. Managed to do the bit going up and down on the old Hotel Chocolat. And as we come around, you can see the upper crust now. As you can appreciate, it's really difficult to decorate each shelf as such, but you know, so that was just done with bits of paper printed off and stuck on. And down the front here, I've tried to get them to stand up a bit, so it looks like there's layers going back. And then into the James Martin. So again, these parts here were just printed off on the printer and just stuck on. Hopefully it's giving the impression there is something in those cabinets. Not sure quite what, but yeah, we go around. I had to crop that doorway quite narrow, this one, because it wasn't matching up at the far end, down the accessorise end. Then as we go into the ticket office, there seems to be some kind of desk or counter just behind this window. Not sure quite what it's for, but it's there. And you can see, excuse my finger, you can see all the little ticket machines in there as well. Now, just to flip it over. Now, as you might have been aware, there is a strip light running all the way around the edge. Now, this is plastic coated, so when the buildings cover it, there will be a bit of light coming out from the top, and I really don't care about that. It just adds to the scene. But I've also, if I take you inside, mounted another LED strip. You might just be able to make it out in there. Inside there, it goes up there, so there's one in that one, there's one there, and there's a couple in that bit. Yes, it does stop at this point, but I'm hoping that the light will just carry on and come out of this section as well. There is a little peephole down there you might be able to see. So hopefully that will work. And the wires, obviously those are the two wires that will go down through the baseboard and connect up. So hopefully that should all work without too many issues. So I think the only thing we need to do now is to go and have a look and see what it's like on the layout. immediately obvious that the cafe is in darkness, but when I put the roof on this section, I'll fit lights to that, so that will light up the whole area, because there's areas of it in darkness. So hopefully you can get an idea of what that looks like. So each of the shops have got like their own lights as well now. And a bit of a shot from the other end. I'll see if I can take you down. Yeah, that's about as best as I can get, I'm afraid. But you're certainly getting an idea of what that looks like. And when the whole area is lit up, then you'll certainly get a flavour of what that's going to be like. Right, now for the question. Right, I've got a question for you, and it's as simple as this. What do you want to see me build next? There's two choices. One, the platform canopies, which come along here, and which there are three, okay? And I would make them all at the same stage so that they all come along together. Or, going back to where we've just come from, shall I make the roof? And which to fit all the electrics to it as well, and fit the lighting that we've just been talking about. So let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see me do. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Take care of yourself.